blood. The shrine's broken torii gate looms over the battlefield, its once sacred aura now drenched in malice. Ryojin pants, gripping his sword tightly. Across from him, Kyle twirls his blade lazily, taunting him, while Kieran flips his dagger, his laughter echoing in the night. Ryojin narrows his eyes, adjusting his stance, focused on the fight ahead. Kyle lunges first, his blade slicing through the air, leading to an imminent clash. As their weapons clash in a brilliant spark, Ryojin thinks about their coordination. Kieran moves in like a phantom, aiming for Ryojin's ribs, but he manages to evade at the last moment. Ryojin exhales sharply, feeling the tension in the air. Kyle smirks, taunting him about being outmatched, but Ryojin is not backing down. Without warning, Ryojin's energy flares, shadows shifting like living things. Kieran's grin falters as he realizes Ryojin is finally serious. In a breath, Ryojin vanishes and reappears behind Kieran, his blade inches from Kieran's throat. Kieran barely escapes, hissing in pain from the near miss. Kyle lunges at Ryojin's back, but Ryojin anticipates the move, pivoting just in time to slam his elbow into Kale's ribs, asserting his dominance in the fight. Kale exhales sharply, acknowledging Ryojin's adaptability. Kieran rolls his shoulders, signaling that they will stop holding back. A surge of dark energy pulses from the twins, causing the ground to crack. The shrine groans in fear as a distant bell tolls, heralding the escalation of the fight. Ryojin steadies himself, his violet eyes narrowing as he prepares for the challenge ahead. Now, he thinks to himself, it truly begins. As the darkness fades, the consequences of their clash become visible. Ryojin stands amidst the ruins, contemplating what lies ahead. Ryojin kneels, reflecting on the intensity of the fight, feeling the weight of the battle. In the distance, shadows lurk, suggesting that the conflict is far from over. Ryojin stands tall, his resolve renewed as he prepares to confront the next challenge. The shrine, once a sacred place, now reflects the turmoil, but also hints at a new beginning. Under the moonlight, the landscape around the shrine breathes with history and magic. Ryojin moves forward, stepping into a new journey, leaving the echoes of conflict behind. As Ryojin walks, the forest responds to his determination, blooming with life. A mystical creature watches from the shadows, heralding new adventures yet to come. Ryojin pauses, captivated by the glowing fox, a creature of the forest spirit. The fox flits playfully around him, guiding him into the heart of the enchanted woods. Ryojin steps into a hidden glade, illuminated by the soft glow of the moon. The serene beauty of the place fills him with a sense of wonder and tranquility. A dark, cursed forest stretches endlessly, its twisted trees looming unnaturally. The air is thick and heavy, filled with an eerie silence as Ryojin walks cautiously, his sword at his side, eyes scanning his surroundings. Ryojin senses something watching him. A shadow shifts in the distance. As the figure emerges from the darkness, Ryojin demands to know its identity and the nature of this cursed place. With a calm yet firm voice, Ryojin asks the figure who it is and what this cursed place entails, all while feeling the weight of impending danger. As the figure gestures, the ground cracks beneath Ryojin's feet, and the mist becomes more sinister. It taunts him with ominous words, hinting at a past that he cannot escape. Ryojin's grip on his sword tightens further, sensing that something worse is approaching. Just then, urgent footsteps echo through the dark forest as Kale and Kieran appear, poised for action. Kyle's expression darkens as he tells Kieran to stay out of this, creating a rift between the twins. Kieran, confused but defensive, protests that Ryojin isn't their enemy, shifting the dynamic in the clearing. Ryojin warns the brothers that they need to unite against the looming danger, reminding them that something far worse is approaching as the figure's unsettling laughter fills the air. As the figure chuckles ominously, shadows swell around it, and darkness surges forward, swallowing the light. Ryojin braces himself. This battle is just beginning. With the shadows closing in, Ryojin leaps forward, ready to face the figure and the malevolent darkness, while Kale and Kieran unite their strengths for the fight ahead. Ryojin, fueled by resolve, lunges forward, valiantly swinging his sword against the dark mist, while Kale and Kieran defend each other, their bond becoming a beacon of hope amid the encroaching shadows. As Ryojin's blade cuts through the darkness, the figure flinches, momentarily revealing its twisted visage. Kyle and Kieran, with a newfound understanding, launch a united front against the shadows that threaten to consume them. The figure retaliates with dark tendrils aimed at Ryojin, but he skillfully dodges, showcasing his agility and determination. Meanwhile, Kale and Kieran fend off the relentless shadows, fighting together to protect their newfound ally. Seizing a moment of opportunity, Ryojin lunges toward the figure with fierce determination, aiming for its swirling core. Together, Kale and Kieran push back the dark entities, standing side by side against the darkness. As Ryojin's blade strikes true, a burst of light erupts from the figure, momentarily dispelling the dark tendrils that surround him. Kyle and Kieran, fueled by their unity, unleash a powerful assault, pushing back the darkness that seeks to consume them. The figure screams in agony as the light drives it back, its form unraveling in the luminosity. Ryojin stands resolute, while Kale and Kieran harness this moment to unleash a relentless assault against the shadows. A vast, scarred clearing lies at the edge of the cursed forest, where the ground pulses faintly with ominous energy. Ryojin stands nearby, sensing the danger as Kale and Kieran confront each other, their rivalry simmering under the weight of an ancient curse. Kieran clenches his fists, conflict swirling in his mind as he urges, "We shouldn't be fighting each other." Kale's smirk remains, his cold gaze challenging as he responds, "And what's next, little brother?" Without warning, Kale lunges, his sword slicing through the air. Kieran reacts just in time, barely dodging the attack as the clash of blades reverberates through the clearing. Ryojin watches intently, his grip tightening on his sword as an unseen figure's dark influence looms over the battlefield, feeding the conflict and amplifying the charged atmosphere. Kieran grits his teeth, desperately blocking Kale's relentless strikes as he calls out, "Kale, stop!" The tension escalates, with Kale pressing forward, his smirk fading under the weight of their conflict. Ryojin exhales slowly, realizing that the unseen figure is twisting Kyle's emotions further. He contemplates stepping in, fully aware that his interference might plunge them deeper into the darkness. The cursed forest thrums with dark energy, feeding off the conflict as Kieran and Kale's battle rages on. The choice of whether to fight or to reconcile remains heavy in the air, a pivotal moment waiting to unfold. Ryojin steps forward, steeling himself to intervene as the turmoil escalates. Kyle hesitates, his next move momentarily clouded by the weight of Ryojin's steady presence, hinting at the possibility of change. Kieran turns to Ryojin, his eyes filled with a desperate plea for help, as Kale stands rigid, battling the turmoil within. In this confrontation, the cracks in their bond may either shatter them or bring them back together. Ryojin raises his hand, seeking to diffuse the tension as he urges, "Stop! We must unite against the true enemy." Kyle hesitates, caught between his rivalry and the bond he shares with Kieran, feeling the pull of hope amidst despair. Kieran takes a step closer, extending a hand in a gesture of reconciliation, his voice steady as he says, "We can face this together." The cursed energy surrounding them starts to fade, revealing a chance to heal the rift between them. Kyle finally lowers his sword, recognition of their shared struggle igniting a new sense of determination within him. Ryojin stands tall between the two, ready to confront the dark influence that has fueled their division. The dark figure materializes from the shadows, a twisted grin spreading across its face as it revels in the chaos it has sown. But Kieran and Kale, now standing shoulder to shoulder, channel their... With swords raised high, Kieran and Kale stand united, their eyes filled with fierce determination. Ryojin stands confidently behind them, embodying the strength of their bond as they prepare to confront the darkness that seeks to tear them apart. In a dense, twisted part of the cursed forest, where time and space seem distorted, shadows loom large. Ryojin stands alone, his breath steady and grip on his sword firm, surrounded by an overwhelming heaviness in the air. As the figure murmurs about potential and fears, Ryojin's resolve hardens. He stands firm against the oncoming tide of shadow, ready to confront the darkness that threatens to consume him. With a swift motion, Ryojin raises his sword, the dark energy crackling around him. He charges forward, cutting through the abyss as the forest warps and distorts around their fierce battle. Ryojin moves instinctively, slashing through the encroaching darkness with fierce determination. The figure watches closely, its smirk unwavering, as the battle intensifies in the heart of the cursed forest. As the darkness continues to close in, Ryojin remains undeterred, his sword shining like a beacon. "I'll fight through anything," he declares, determined to pierce through the veil of despair. As the scene fades into an overwhelming black, Ryojin's silhouette stands resilient, a final glimmer of hope against the consuming void. The forest holds its breath, waiting to see if courage can prevail over darkness. In the depths of the cursed forest, a swirling mist thrums with dark energy, seeking to ensnare Ryojin. Yet amidst the encroaching shadows, he begins to emerge, whispering of hope and resilience. Defiantly, Ryojin stands his ground as the mysterious glow intensifies, casting light upon his determined expression. The dark mist reacts, recoiling as if confronted by this newfound hope, revealing fragments of the twisted forest hidden within. Ryojin's sword begins to absorb the ethereal light, transforming into a radiant weapon pulsing with newfound energy. The figure in the shadows observes with growing uncertainty, realizing that Ryojin's defiance is changing the tide of their confrontation. Empowered by the glowing sword, Ryojin charges forward with renewed strength, ready to challenge the dark forces surrounding him. The cursed forest begins to brighten, the twisted trees regaining their natural form as light pushes back against the encroaching shadows. With a fierce battle cry, Ryojin unleashes a powerful strike, sending a wave of light slicing through the darkness. The figure in the shadows falters, alarmed by the overwhelming brilliance, struggling against the encroaching light. The wave of light expands throughout the cursed forest, illuminating once darkened paths and breathing life into the surroundings. Ryojin stands resolutely, sword raised high, as shadows begin to dissipate around him, revealing the beauty of the forest once more. As the shadows recede, the figure reveals its true form, a twisted embodiment of fear and despair, now powerless against the light. With unwavering confidence, Ryojin steps forward, the forest transforming into a vibrant landscape filled with hope and renewal. A void-like darkness consumes everything. The cursed forest is gone, replaced by an endless expanse of shifting shadows. Time feels meaningless here, distorted, stretched. The air is cold, weightless, yet suffocating all at once. There is no sky, no ground, only the sensation of existing in an abyss. Ryojin stands in the center of it all, his sword still raised. A voice emerges, layered and distant, yet right beside him. Still standing. The figure's tone is unreadable, neither impressed nor disappointed. Ryojin tightens his grip. I'm not most people. The darkness shifts. Shapes form and dissolve. Memories, faces, whispers of things long forgotten. The abyss is trying to pull him in, to wrap around his mind like chains. The figure steps forward, its body shifting with the void itself. It doesn't attack. It doesn't move with urgency. It simply watches. You think this is a fight? It murmurs, tilting its head slightly. It never was. Ryojin's eyes narrow. The shadows around his feet pulse, reacting to his tension. Then what is this? The figure lifts a hand, and suddenly the void pulses. The shadows twist violently, and in the distance, two figures appear, Kyle and Kieran. Their bodies are frozen in time, locked in mid-battle. Their weapons are raised, their expressions unreadable. You see, the figure's smirk deepens. It was never about winning or losing. It was about choice. Ryojin's gaze flickers between the twins. The cursed energy holding them in place is thick, tangible. If he acts, he could free them, but something tells him that's exactly what the figure wants. The void rumbles again, shifting unpredictably. The pressure increases. Tell me, Ryojin, the figure's voice lowers, almost gentle. What will you sacrifice? The darkness swirls, closing in. The moment of decision approaches. With the weight of his decision looming, Ryojin steels himself for the challenge ahead, ready to fight against the darkness. As he focuses his mind, he becomes aware of the stakes in this battle of wills, understanding that true strength lies beyond mere physical might. Ryojin raises his sword higher, channeling his willpower through the blade, as the darkness around him vibrates with his brewing resolve. In this moment of clarity, Ryojin understands that light can pierce through even the darkest abyss, igniting hope within him. With a roar that echoes through the void, Ryojin declares his intention to break free from the chains of despair, driven by the will to save his friends. As the shadows wane, Ryojin reaches out towards his friends, feeling their presence strengthen his heart as he fights against the darkness swallowing them. I won't let you go! Ryojin shouts, his voice ringing loud against the void, an echo of his unyielding will. With each moment, the power of unity strengthens, as Ryojin's determination pulls Kale and Kieran back toward the light. The void pulses, a living darkness that tightens its grip around Ryojin. His vision blurs as shadows crawl up his limbs, threatening to consume him whole. The figure watches in silence, an unreadable expression on its face. The cursed forest groans, alive, feeding off the growing despair. Ryojin grits his teeth. His breath is steady, but his body feels heavier than ever. The weight of something unseen, something ancient, presses down on him. Then, a voice emerges from within, a memory flickering, distant and buried deep. A voice once forgotten whispers in his mind, "You are not bound by fate. Break it." His grip tightens on his sword, eyes burning with defiance. The darkness isn't pulling him under, he's pulling it in. The shadows swirl violently around him, drawn toward his body like a vortex. The figure takes a step back, its composure cracking for the first time. Impossible. Ryojin exhales, the cursed energy that once threatened to consume him now bending to his will. He takes a step forward. The ground beneath him fractures. The forest trembles. The figure raises a hand, but it's too late. Ryojin vanishes. A single slash cuts through the void. The entire world distorts. black and white splitting apart in a blinding explosion. The screen cuts to black. Silence. Then, a faint ember. A single flicker in the darkness. Ryojin's voice, calm and unwavering, "This is only the beginning." The forest begins to awaken, colors returning as life flourishes in places once shrouded in darkness. Ryojin stands tall, ready for the journey ahead, a sense of peace enveloping him. As dawn breaks, Ryojin gazes over the horizon, seeing the promise of new beginnings. Mystical creatures emerge from the rejuvenated forest, welcoming him to their vibrant world. Ryojin kneels before a small, whimsical creature, exchanging smiles and laughter. Light filters through the trees, revealing the ethereal beauty of the vibrant forest that has been reborn. With a determined heart, Ryojin stands at the edge of the path leading deeper into the forest, ready to embrace his journey. His sword glows softly, a symbol of his growth and the balance he has achieved. As he walks down the sunlit path, Ryojin feels the warmth of hope and renewal in every step. The enchanted forest around him thrives, a testament to the light he has ignited within. Ryojin pauses to admire a magnificent waterfall, its cascading waters invigorating his spirit. Above, a family of colorful birds soars, their songs celebrating the harmony restored in this magical forest. Taking a deep breath, Ryojin feels a profound sense of serenity as he absorbs the beauty around him. In the distance, a mystical light beckons, hinting at new adventures and challenges that lie ahead. With renewed purpose, Ryojin steps forward, eyes locked onto the shimmering light ahead. The ancient stones beneath his feet glow softly, guiding him toward the source of the mysterious energy. As Ryojin standing before the wise tree, Ryojin gazes up in awe, feeling a deep connection to nature. A swirl of magical energy envelops him, intertwining with the tree's light, symbolizing a moment of powerful understanding and unity. The branches of the tree lower gently, reaching out to Ryojin as its leaves flutter down like whispers of ancient secrets. A vision unfolds, revealing past heroes who conquered darkness, their courage now resonating within him. As he absorbs the wisdom from the vision, Ryojin's expression shifts to one of deep resolve and understanding. He realizes his vital role in the ongoing battle. A radiant light bursts from his heart, filling the glade with warmth and empowering him with newfound strength. With his sword drawn and glowing with power, Ryojin stands tall, ready to confront any challenge ahead, embodying the spirit of the heroes that came before him. The forest around him rejoices, brimming with life as flowers bloom brighter in response to his determination. Taking a decisive step forward, Ryojin follows the glowing path illuminated by his sword, venturing into uncharted territories of the forest. Mysterious shadows linger at the edge of the glade, foreshadowing the obstacles and adversaries that await him on his journey. With confidence, Ryojin moves along the glowing path, his sword casting away the shadows and creating a protective barrier around him. In the trees, shadowy figures watch intently, their eyes glinting with malice, prepared to challenge his resolve. As the darkness fades, a new journey unfolds. The world is vibrant once more, ready for the challenges that await Ryojin. With renewed purpose, Ryojin steps forward, ready to face whatever awaits him in this newfound world. Each step resonates with the promise of adventure. The path unfolds before him, each step an echo of hope. New allies and challenges await, guiding him toward an uncertain destiny. He stops to admire the ancient tree, sensing the whispers of history entwined within its bark. This place holds more than just beauty. It holds the key to understanding his fate. As he touches the tree, visions awaken. The spirits of those who came before him whisper their wisdom, urging him to learn from their journeys. A connection forms. The ancient warrior speaks softly, reminding Ryojin of the power that lies within him and the legacy of those who came before. "You are not alone in your fight," the spirit says, urging Ryojin to embrace his heritage and the strength found in bonds forged through struggle. With resolve in his heart, Ryojin accepts the weapon, understanding that it is not just a tool, but a symbol of hope and unity in the face of despair.